highest ranked student newscast in the nation, and this is the Raider News Update. I'm Matt Aslislo.
And I'm Patrick Hankels. Raider News is broadcasting on Verizon Finals Channel 22 and Comcast Channel 34. We're also streaming 24/7 on YouTube. A link to Raider News is found on the front page of our district webpage, sbfk12.org. All right, reeling into our first headline, it is the 3 best ways to travel in high school. And these 3 best ways include community service or mission trips, and this is because they offer a variety of opportunities to help those in need around the world. And then we got pre-college programs is number 2. They allow you to live on a real campus and experience college life, which I think is really important. And then last one is language exchange and academic trips, and these allow students to learn about the different cultures they are studying, and sort of interact with people of that culture. So anyway, I was looking over this, and I have to say that I think no, you know what? Scratch that. I think pre-college programs are my favorite because, we're juniors now, me and Matt, and we're thinking about college, and I think these pre-college programs would be a great idea because they can give us a good insight about what college life is like. What do you think, Matt?
I personally like academic trips because you get to go to like another country with all your classmates, and it just seems like a cool experience and seems like a lot of fun. So.
All right then. Okay, now we're moving on to our second headline. It's the Ouija movie?
Yeah. So the new scary movie coming out is called Ouija, and it's directed by Styles Way and co-written with Julie Snowden. The movie expected to release October 24th of this year. So the plot is, after the main character's friend dies in an accident, the close group of teenage friends try to contact him using the Ouija board. Main character starring Darren Kaskoff as Trevor and as Kodo. Oh my god. And Anna Kodo as Sarah. So Patrick, you expected to see this movie? Do you want to see it?
You know what? I like a lot of horror movies because especially around Halloween, it's a great time to watch them. And I just learned that this movie is from the producers of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is probably one of my favorite horror movies.
That's scary.
Yeah, especially the original one from the 70s because it was so it was so revolutionary for the time and everything. But you know what? I'm pretty sure that this movie is going to be really cool because the Ouija board is a real thing. It's sold in Toys R Us, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm sure if this movie is shown to, I bet the sales for the Ouija board might either drop or increase based on people's curiosity or fear. So yeah, I'm sure this is going to be quite a movie.
I actually just did the Ouija board on Sunday with a bunch of friends, and it was really scary because I got everything right.
Really?
So I was a little terrified, so I don't think I'm going to do it again.
How does it work?
So everybody has to put their hands on this little triangle piece in the center. It has like a glass you could see through. Uh-huh. So everyone has to put their hands on it, and you ask like the spirit a question.
Right.
And you just keep your fingers on it, and it's just supposed to move automatically to whatever you ask it. So say like you ask it, "What's your name?" or like, "What's the first initial of your name?" It'll go to M. Oh. And it just gets everything right, and it's a little creepy.
No, these are like questions like you just ask right on the spot.
Yeah, you could just ask it right there.
So if I, for example, I can go to Ouija board and say like, what year am I going to die or something like that?
Not like that. Like you could say like, what year did your grandpa die, and it will go to it and like. So
it's already it's already based on like real stuff.
Real facts
that have already happened.
Yeah, not like stuff in the future. You can't ask it that.
All right, I see that. That's really awesome.
It's cool.
That's really awesome. But if it can predict your future, that'd be
that would be awesome.
That'd be horrible. That'd be scary. I don't want to.
It would be awesome, but it would be like scary at the same time.
I don't want to know when I'm gonna bite the dust. Come on.
True.
Yeah. True. All right. So anyway, moving into our third headline. Everybody that I know loves this TV show, South Park, and they recently released a game called The Stick of Truth. And from what I've heard from Mr. Moscow himself, it is one of the best games he's ever played. And I looked up some playthroughs online, and yes, it looks like an awesome, awesome game. Because I love Cartman, I love Kenny, I love Kyle and Stan. It is one of my favorite TV shows based on the humor it presents. It presents its humor in a very very over the top, but very insightful way. I think it's a very creative way of expressing their humor. So anyway, I just looked for the game and I was laughing nonstop at the whole thing. It's just there's gag after gag after gag through the game, and from what I heard, it's a lot of fun. So and recently this article says that the Stick of Truth has been banned in Europe, which
Why?
kind of baffles me. Yeah, I know.
That's a little strange.
It is strange because if it's so bad for Europe, then why isn't it banned anywhere else? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I looked it up, and for my standards, it doesn't really look that harmful of a game. Of course, there's some. It's South Park. It's
inappropriate.
It's TV mature on Comedy Central. You're gonna see some pretty graphic stuff. But you know what? As far as I'm concerned, as long as you have the stomach and the maturity to get through that show and those games, then I'm sure this is definitely the game for you because it is funny, it is insightful, and basically, from what I can tell, it's a great game.
Okay. Hi, Steph. How you doing today?
I'm doing really good, thank you.
Good. How's the weather for the weekend?
Well, for Saturday, it's going to be 66 with a low of 46, and it's going to be perfect for Raider Fest. And on Sunday, it's going to be 52 with a low of 36.
Cool.
Raider Fest, yeah! All right, so I'm really excited for Raider Fest. I'm going tomorrow. I'm with the Ubuntu Club. I'm going to be helping out Danny and Caroline Bavis, bringing some Rice Krispie treats. All that good stuff. Hand out desserts to people at the soccer game, the football game. So I'm gonna be glad to be a part of that. And so thank you so much for your information. Really appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, thank you,
Always
Steph.
appreciate Steph. We love you.
Of course.
Okay, so now moving on to upcoming events. So, Spirit Week. Get into the homecoming spirit. You can work with your homeroom classroom or any class to decorate your door. The winner receives a bagel breakfast. Tomorrow is the homecoming football game at 2. The homecoming king and queen will be announced during halftime. Raider Fest will begin at 3:30 right after halftime, and don't miss out on the fun. Don't forget to wear your pink Raider Nation t-shirt to support breast cancer research at this Saturday's game.
All right, some other announcements. Yearbook. 'Tis the season to fall in love with yearbook. Oh, that's funny. The yearbook is on sale for $85 until November 14th. Oh, that's 4 days before my birthday. Friday. Order your yearbook today. And for Raider Bowling, all students interested can come to room 266 on Tuesday, October 21st at 2:30 for more details. See Mr. Geraci, freshman math teacher, for if you have any questions or cannot attend. And I'll do it for announcements.
So now our interview with Steve Esposito. Hi, Steve. How you doing today?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good.
So, first question. What are you in charge of?
I'm in charge of the lunch program here at the Scotch Plains District, all 8 schools.
Cool.
All right, then.
Why is everything whole wheat this year?
Everything is whole wheat this year. It's one of the requirements of the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act, a law placed in 2010. And this year, part of that, one of the requirements is every grain must be 51% whole grain wheat. So your rice, all your breads, all your pastas must be 51, the ingredients must be 51% whole grain.
Oh, okay.
All right, then. Next question. Why are the fries separate from everything else?
The fries are separate because they can no longer be counted as a vegetable every day with every meal, as they were in the past. Actually, last year you probably had a free year because it wasn't allowed last year.
Oh, all right then.
So
Okay. How long have you been working here for?
here, this is it's about 1 year.
Oh, cool.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Steve, for being on the show.
All right.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right, just take this pen and go ahead and write your name up on the wall.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. All right. You have an awesome day, man.
All right.
Thank you.
You too, guys. Thanks.
Yes.
So now moving on to Patrick's music segment. Patrick, what do you?
Okay, well, recently I've listened to they're not new, not at all. They came out in the 70s. It's a group called the Pat Metheny Group. Now, Pat Metheny is probably one of the greatest guitar players out there because he was able to achieve popular status by playing jazz, and I think that's really, really cool. And he's like been selling out stadiums ever since, he really made it in the industry. And in the late 70s, after playing with Gary Burton, who was a very accomplished xylophonist, he formed the Pat Metheny Group with Lyle Mays on piano, Mark Egan, who I met in Westfield, and Danny Gottlieb, the drummer. And really, they were a great group to watch. I watched some highlights of them playing for like TV specials and everything. The songs like Phase Dance, and they're playing through jazz standards like All the Things You Are, a lot of stuff that the Moonclovers play. So yeah, it's really cool, and also just watching Pat Metheny play, it's really inspiring, and it's really started to get me back on the guitar and everything. So right now I'm playing both guitar and bass. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I listened to their first album, which is just called the Pat Metheny Group, and it has such great songs. Like I said before, Phase Dance and San Lorenzo, and Jacko. It's a song that's dedicated to Jacko Pastorius, and Mark Egan has a ripping solo through that, and I really think it's a great album. And speaking of Mark Egan, I got to meet him at a jazz festival in Westfield. I was setting up the chairs with my friends who volunteered, and I go into Trader Joe's, and I see this guy with really crazy hair, picking out like some sort of organic root beer, and I just thought there's something really peculiar about him. Then I noticed he was one of the performers at the show, and I thought that, wow, that's awesome, And then I went up to the leader of the band, who was a girl. She was a flutist. I don't know how I say, like a flute player. But I went up to her and say, hey, you guys were great tonight, and your bass player is really awesome. He said, oh, thank you. Do you want to meet him? And I got to meet him, and it was so cool. He introduced himself. He said his name was Mark Egan, and he taught me a lot about music. He told me, just keep practicing every day, and you'll get there. It takes 110% to get there. Really inspiring words from a real top class musician, and I went home and looked up the guy. I learned that he played with Pat Metheny. I learned that he had a solo career. I learned that he was pretty famous in the jazz world for being one of like the best, greatest bass players. And just to get to meet him like that, I think that was just an honor. I had no idea who I was meeting. I just thought I was meeting just a great bass player who I really admired, and it turned out was one of the best bass players in jazz. So props to you, Mark Egan. Thank
That's
you.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your advice, and I really appreciate it. And good luck on your next concert you're playing with, and just keep practicing, and I'll keep practicing, and good luck to you.
Well, that's all the time we got for Raider News Update. We'll see you next time.
Peace.